Cannot breathe. Between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between.
Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur det går iväg. Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur det går iväg.
I cannot breathe.
Jag kan
I cannot see.
inte
Cannot breathe.
andas när jag
Cannot breathe.
Jag kan.
Yeah! All right. Welcome. We are officially, well, I'm officially 3 minutes late because I didn't start it, but that's because Kyle is 2 minutes late. And so I just postponed it's just a rollover effect here. It's a rollover effect. Happy 5th of July. I know a lot of you guys are on vacation. So thank you for joining us. I know it's the weather is nice finally here.
Super nice.
Was it sunny over the weekend?
Not till Sunday.
Not till Sunday.
Yeah.
Literally, we have San Diego has May gray. San Diego has June gloom. San Diego on July 1st or 2nd ramps up to full sun mode. So today was beautiful. I flew in on a kind of I would call it a red eye because I left at 3 o'clock in the morning our time, and then landed here, and then dad duty. Sloan and I went to the beach with Camille and the dog. The dog's outside. She's pissed. Sloan's napping. So it is a good, happy Monday right now.
Do we need more light in here?
I don't know. We can. That thing's kind of. It's kind.
It is kind of falling apart.
Now that I look at it, it's kind of falling apart. You can lower that. Just lower it a little bit. Oh yeah, that works. How's the light? How's the audio? More importantly, how was our intro? Like the transition. I feel like we're getting that thing down. So again, I want to welcome everybody to a very special episode. Make sure that you guys are liking this feed, sharing it as much as you can. We've got NXL President Tom Cole, who is just a mouse click away. We're gonna get him on the shrunken head screen, and we're gonna ask him some great questions. On top of that, as a lot of you guys may already know, we are now officially on Spotify. So for those of you who are listening to us there on Spotify later in the week, because you just don't like looking at our faces too much, or you're too busy, you're out having a couple of Budweisers, looking at bald eagles, lighting up some sparklers, all those things.
You listen to all the Joe Rogans.
Yeah, that's where you listen to Joe Rogan anyway. You listen to Joe Rogan, the Spick Span Show, and then, the PTG, things like that. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for jumping in, and we've got a ton of really cool member giveaways today. We're going to do some member giveaways. I'm actually going to, shout out Mr. Avery Gibson.
Yeah. Welcome.
Well, what's going on here? Is there no air horn? There it is. So for those of you guys know, this keyboard works. I just don't like the reach.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are joining us and are not members, you can join by clicking the subscribe and the join button down below. We spin a wheel every single week, and this week is nothing short of pretty spectacular. We got some really cool gifts and giveaways. Pretty much every week, Alex Fragi joins us, usually every week, and he almost always blesses up with a sick Hormesis headband.
Yeah, he's definitely been hooking people up.
Yeah, Bushido! And just so some of you guys know, for those of you guys who are members, you can see in the emoji section, we have some special emojis for you guys. There is a 200 count emoji. When we hit 200 subscribers, we're gonna go big on the giveaways. I know Marky's already said. Marky from HK Army has already said that he's gonna go big on the giveaways. I'm trying to get some SLR goggles, but they keep selling out every second. Yeah, shout out Mr. Billy McCartney. Thanks for the support. And then also Island Designs said that if we get 5 members to upgrade or join the Mega Support Status membership, that he's got some shirts. Where's the shirts? Where are the shirts? Is there a shirt right there? Oh, in this box. Grab a shirt from in that box. Yeah, he's got some special. He made 5 special T-shirts for you guys. So, Jonas, there we go, Mr. Jonas. This is a little shirt that he made.
Who made this?
Island Designs, Mr. James. James from Island Designs makes all the cool Spick and Span merch, gear, posters, all that stuff. So 5 of you guys on the Mega Support Status membership are going to get the wheel spun, and someone's going to win one of these things.
I haven't seen that thing. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of cool. And I think Kyle's going to get one next month or in a couple weeks. So,
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? And the quality's nice. You know, he makes some good stuff.
It kind of looks like Space Jam aesthetic.
Yeah. And it's cool, like, you know, and he's got the little pineapple on the shirt. He's got my signature series. He's got the orange. I'm stoked on that shirt. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And the blue goggles. So I do appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. James.
It's an awesome shirt.
He also does all the Spick and Span posters and does a lot of stuff. He does all the Hormesis beanies. And yeah, he does some good work. And we always talk about it. And it's always, like I said, really good to make sure that you support the people who support your favorite people. And hopefully, if you're watching this, we're some of your favorite people.
Alex said, "Wake up, Kyle."
Yeah, Kyle, wake up. So I'm going to put some of you guys on there. Also, we got a couple of other cool things as far as giveaways go. If you guys are following Gamboa Limited and G2 Paintball on Instagram, Vic Gamboa picked Mr. Dalton Brown. He's going to get a Dynasty signed G2 shirt. And if we can get Vic up to 2,000 subscribers, I think he's at like 17.5 right now. If we get him up to 2K, he's got a really cool prize that he's going to give away to one of his followers. Oh, wow. It's like really epic. I kind of want to win it myself. So
Vic always does give away really good stuff.
Yeah,
like
he does.
Tickets or to events.
Yeah, he gave away some of that stuff. Yeah. Shout out, Mr. Jacob.
Yeah.
There we go.
And Drog Bear also.
Yeah, actually, Droog Bear. Mr.
Bear.
Droog upgraded his account. I actually have a question from Droog about. We can kick things off right with his question because I want to answer it, and then I also want Tom to address the question as well. So this was born as a Q&A session for those of you guys who know, and that's kind of what we like to do. So if any of you guys ever have any questions, you can shoot them out in the comment section, or you can throw them to us later on throughout the week. And his question was, why doesn't every pro team have a merch tent? When he goes to sporting events like the NFL, I expect to be able to purchase merchandise. And it's a several part question. And I believe the NXL does allow each pro team to have a free tent, a free 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 tent to put their own merch in. Or I believe they allow them to, it's one of the two, or they allow them to put their merch in and allow it to be sold at the NXL booth. I have to clarify that, but I'm pretty sure that we're allowed to have a Dynasty booth there, or at least put our merchandise up there so someone can buy Dynasty branded or Impact branded stuff.
I think you have to pay.
No, not for pro teams. I think the pro teams are allowed to give. Now I could be wrong. I remember them.
Tom.
We'll ask Tom.
Yeah.
We'll double check with Tom. But I'll tell you why we don't have booths. Is if it does cost money, then it's tough. But it's also tough to staff it, right? Inventorying is difficult, so you got to bring a bunch of different sizes of a bunch of different products, and then hope that you get enough people there that are going to want to buy something. And I know we have a huge support system, but it is tough to staff it. Like if we flights to Philly were really expensive. Getting an extra person to sit at a booth all day to hopefully sell 20 or 50 shirts is expensive.
You don't want the players in there getting tired and
you don't want to have a player staff it.
This isn't laxative. I probably might need to take some sort of stomach stuff after the crazy eating, but this is probiotics.
Mm-hmm.
These are good.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Fragi is in here. I see Alex in there. Look at this. And just in case, hold on. I think we got a Fragi face in here that we can always bring Alex into the fold here. Let me see. Where is he? I don't know. I had him in there. Anyway, what's this? Nope, that's not it. Anyway, we usually put him up on the side there, but we do have Alex Fragi emojis, as everybody does know. So we can definitely get Alex on the horn, and then also we gotta say thank you or F you to Mr. Fortke, because today is officially Eating Terrible Things Challenge Day, and Kyle hasn't seen what we got in this bag, so we're gonna save that to the end of the
Oh
day.
yeah, I was supposed to find dice.
Yeah,
I'll find it.
we'll figure something out. There's several different things in here, none of which either one of us are gonna want to put in our mouths. But you know how it goes.
Was that from this weekend on your finger?
This was actually from. This is thanks to Tyler Harmon. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. They might both be from Tyler.
Jeez.
Yeah, 0.2. This one's bad.
Yeah,
That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Like it's
You
deep.
put new skin
I
on
put
it?
new skin on it. Yeah.
Was that painful?
It was very painful. Because every time I'd put my hand in my pocket, into my bag,
Oh, yeah.
it would just cut it open. And then every time you put a Band-Aid on it, Band-Aids don't stick on your finger very well.
Yeah.
So it kept falling off. Then I taped it on, and it was
one of those crappy Band-Aids.
It had hearts on it and little things. Sloan put it on. Yeah.
Might be a correlation. Those ones, that one looks pretty rough. That's why I wear gloves.
Yeah, I know. I get really hot wearing gloves. I get overheat quite a bit.
Even with those really thin gloves that I like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I misplace things, and I've got a big thing. The HK gloves are really nice too. They're really thin, and yeah. So I don't know. I love new skin. The burn is nice. See, Maui Rostars gets it. I don't know. That pain is not that bad. And it's kind of nice. Nathan Ramos, hit us up. Shoot us a DM or an email. Ryan@RyanGreenspan.com. We can definitely possibly help a monitor for sure. Yeah. We could use any of the help we can get.
Yeah, maybe we could connect.
Peanut Brutal. No, Bruce Cook. Bruce, we don't want anything hotter than the Peanut Brutal Challenge. I don't know if you remember watching us eat the Peanut Brutal, but we don't want something hotter than that. So to be surprised that it's hotter,
I mean, it wasn't even that hot.
Yeah, true.
It was just poison, I think.
Mm-hmm. The stomach pain was real.
Yeah.
The stomach pain was something else.
Yeah, because I've never had, I've had stuff that's way hotter than that.
Mm-hmm.
My mouth is burning longer, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like
Mm-hmm.
my inside, I was eating glass.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what I want to do really quickly? I want to do a spin the wheel right now, just so everybody who's watching gets the idea, gets to feel a little bit. We always spin the wheel at the very end, but I just found this Opkix flat brim hat right here, and this is from the little Opkix Camera company. They sent me a hat to give away. This is the little portable camera that you pop these suckers out, and you put them on your barrel. You get a little barrel ring that looks like this, and this sits on the tip of your barrel. You slide it right in there, and then you push the play button, and then it starts recording. So I'm recording you, recording us.
So
Recording
is
me.
that's supposed to be finger ring, huh?
This is a finger ring, yeah. So you put it like this, or you could put it on your barrel. This is kind of cool.
Or you could play.
I might actually just give
you
this
could
to
play
Camille.
with it on your.
When we get married, maybe I'll just give her this instead
Yeah.
of an actual diamond ring.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So yeah, you pop these things out, you chuck it in here, and it automatically downloads and then uploads at the same time. Downloads, and then you pop the other one out, and then it uploads to your phone.
Wow.
Bingo. So they sent me this hat. I want to give it away, and we're going to give it away right this second, actually. So I'm going to put Nathan's name in the pot here, and I'm going to quickly spin this wheel. So again, if you guys are channel members, we put your name on this big fat list over here that you're gonna see here in 2 seconds, and then we spin the wheel. Look at this, bingo, and wherever it lands wins a prize. So watch this, watch this, watch this. Mr. Jason Harada. Just like that, Jason Harada is winning an Opkix hat. All right, that's how it works. If you guys want to have your name put up on the list, we give away a ton of good stuff every single week. Whether it's G2 gear, Hormesis gear, signed player cards, microfibers, goggles,
Everything.
yeah, whatever you could think. Maybe I'll even give one of these T-shirts away. You
Nick
never.
Sloviak in the house. Thanks,
Hey,
Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
That's a cool little thing you got there.
What's he got?
I haven't seen those. Usually it's just like the pair.
Oh, little video game guy. Try again. Uh-oh. Are we?
How's the feed?
Howing the feed? Are we moving?
Looks fine.
We're looking all right. Okay. So, like I said, we are going to get Mr. Tom Cole on the line. What we want to do and the purpose for getting him on here, we wanted to get him here last week, right after the Philly event. But a lot of people, and I actually went through the entire comment section on Facebook. I scoured the whole thing, looking at people's comments, people's questions, and I wanted to give him a platform and an opportunity to not just defend himself, but explain kind of what it's like, who he is, what's going on. Alex Frazier wants to go first. Let's call Alex first.
All right.
You got it, Al.
You need a.
We need a little stand of some sort. All right, we're gonna get Alex Frazier on the horn first because, well, it's Alex, and he said me first, so that's just how it works. Hey.
Yeah. What's up, boys?
What's up, Alex?
Dude, wake up, Kyle. Come on.
What
Let's
do we
go,
got?
Kyle. It's the show.
Here we go.
We've been waiting all week for this, Kyle. We've been waiting all week.
That's a nice shirt, Alex. I wore that shirt on the plane today.
Bye, HK, baby.
Bye, HK.
All right, I'm going to make this quick. I know you have stuff to do.
Hey.
First thing,
What?
let's get straight away to the giveaway.
Oh, wow.
I've got a Duke Hormesis headband right here, ready to go to a lucky Spick and Span Show viewer. Here's the question, all right? So
Hold on. Chill. Hang on one second. Al, I know you're excited to see me and talk to me. How was your 4th of July weekend?
it was great. Yeah, I hid under my bed with my dog, afraid of the fireworks.
Okay. I was messaging you, but Coin Duel Challenge is happening. I played 10 different people in one-on-ones. I went 8-2. I lost a gold coin, best 2 out of 3 to Chris Zuno. Took him to game 3, or he took me to game 3. Lost. And then Nico Marquette, a young kid player out of New Jersey, smoked me. He Houdini'd me hard.
Just a one?
One game, a one and done. It was one loader only. We were battling, and he was, he pulled a trick right out of my playbook. I thought I juked him out to the side, and he slid all the way out and shot me in the back.
Dang.
That's commendable, dude. That's commendable for you to give those guys credit. However, you aren't talking about the 8 people who you smashed. But listen, I will tip my hat because Ryan really understands the purpose of this, and that's connect with the kids and give them a chance and have fun doing it. And Ryan, I take my hat off to you, and you really embraced it, and I'm sure those guys love you. And also, you're going to be really good at one-on-ones. So you are sharpening your own knife every time you play, and that is key. So for you pros, if you're out there listening, accept those challenges and get involved.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like everybody should. And listen, pros.
You must have played a lot.
Yeah, I played a lot. They were all 2 out of 3. Some of them went to
really?
game 3. Yeah. I played a bunch of one-on-ones
Wow.
this weekend. Yeah. And pros out there, if you guys are worried about holding on to those 6 coins, if you lose some coins, what happens?
You call me or see me at a tournament, and I give you more.
Yes, that's right. So there we go. That's it. So you got a trivia for us.
All right. So
What's the
first of all,
parameters?
What's the parameters?
Okay, before the trivia, Quinn Nadu, who's a writer at propaintball.com, is releasing an article about Coin Duel and myself today. So after the show, head over to propaintball.com and get a read.
Okay.
I'll put it on my social, and it should be a good one.
Cool.
And I will give a shout out to Quinn, who coined a new nickname for Ryan, and that's Big Tuna.
That's the big tuna.
Yeah, big tuna in the house. All right, so
You're gonna make a coin god shirt?
This question is inspired by Ryan talking about Woods Ball and how he liked to backdoor people and how you can get behind people and shoot the whole team. Also, a crossover question with the spirit of independence and the 4th of July. So it's a 2-answer question, and it's going to be the first person to post in the comments the 2 correct answers. So here's the question.
They get one guess, or they can have it's rapid fire.
You can keep guessing. Just the first person to put the correct 2 answers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. During the revolution, what?
Do they have to put them both at the same time? Otherwise, we might lose them.
Yes. Yeah. Both answers have to be in the same message.
In the same message. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So this is for a Hormesis headband. This goes for any person watching the show right now.
All right. During the Revolutionary War in 1776.
The Santa Maria.
During the Revolutionary War in 1776, what was the day of the year and the name of the river that George Washington crossed to backdoor the British?
Wow. This is a history question. I like this. Not paintball history. Okay.
Come on.
So
USA, baby. Backdoor those
The day
British.
of the year?
Backdoor the British.
Came in behind the Redcoats.
Mike Bruno,
Just like-
All-American uniform.
Yeah. Oh, close. There it is right there. I see it. A.H. Yeps. Delaware River, December 25th, 1776.
Oh, that's why Christmas is on the 25th.
That is correct, Ryan.
All right, Delaware River, December 25th, 1775. There we go. All right, that was easy. That was a good one. I did not know that. Yep, A.H. Yeps. A.H. Yeps, you are the winner of a blue Hormesis Duke headband. Just like that.
The captain.
That's the captain. All right. Captain Washington.
All right, well, that's going to be it for me, boys. I'll let you get back
I got a
to
joke
it.
for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Why does Norway have barcodes on their battleships?
Why?
So when they come back to port, they can scan the Navy in.
Dude, that's good, man.
I saw it earlier today.
Well-
I thought you'd like it.
With that brilliant dad joke, I will certainly put that in a quiver.
Add it to your arsenal.
Yeah, I will. All right, boys. Love you guys.
Hey, do you have any question that you would like to ask Tom Cole?
Yes. Let me see. If he could bunker anybody, who would it be?
I already got that in there.
Bunker.
I've already got that in there.
You got that? Okay.
Yeah, and what his coin duel parameters are.
What would I want to ask Tom? I would want to ask him why do what was it? Scandinavian ships? No, it wasn't Scandinavian. Why do Norwegian ships
Battleships.
have barcodes on them? I
Yeah.
want to see what Tom says about that. No, Tom's great. People give him a lot of crap, but without him, we'd still be playing in the woods.
That's right. Which he's also trying to have us do as well. So that might
maybe
work
we'd
out
be
for
better
him.
off.
Maybe we'd be better off if we didn't have him but had him.
Yeah.
All right, Al. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody out there, throw an Alex Frazier emoji in there and thank him for the Hormesis headband. I think we got some coin duel coins in the mix for today's giveaway as well.
And head over to propaintball.com when this is over and read that interview. And there's a giveaway on there too.
Oh, and there's a giveaway on there. All right, look at that.
All right,
Look
see
at
you guys.
that. All right, guys.
Later.
Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Pay those boys. Pay those boys.
All right. So we just did that. We're gonna get Tom Cole right here on the line. For those of you guys who would like to ask Tom anything, throw the message there in the
Move that
chat.
light.
No, we can just move it a little bit like this. There he
Hello.
is. There he is. Look at this. How does this look for technology? Huh?
Yeah. This is ghetto fabulous.
This is great, huh?
We're taking Go Sports out.
Yeah, we're taking. Everybody else puts way too much time and effort into the production of everything. You gotta click this link. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. And that's why you're like, hey, you let me know what I got to do. And I said, don't worry about it. We'll call you.
Yeah, I agree that everybody does put too much time into all that shit.
Yeah. You just got to have it casual and everything. We actually just had Alex on, and he was doing a quick little giveaway. And he said, if it weren't for you, we might still all be playing in the woods, which at the same time, which might not be a bad thing, and we'll talk about that too in a little bit as well. But just so you have a little idea of what we do here is every Monday we have a live show Kyle and I do. It's called the Spick Span Show, and it started at the beginning of COVID last year with a little Q&A session for BKI. And then hold on, we're raising you up, making you a little taller here. It started with a BKI Q&A, and it's just transformed because we've got a ton of people now who are really stoked on the weekly show. We do a bunch of giveaways, we do trivia questions, which I'm going to ask you for a little bit later, and we just have a little bit of fun with it for about an hour or so. You don't have to stay for the whole hour or so, but
No worries.
But I wanted to I want you to give a little bit of a story on. I want you to kind of a quick story on kind of who you are, where you came from, and like obviously we'll get into the Philly event and the plans for the NXL moving forward. But just so everybody knows, you just went sideways.
Do I look all right or no?
Not really.
Oh,
I couldn't hold.
Oh wait, did that work? There you go. Now hey, we're good.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wait, I think we should put it
That's
down.
new. That's new.
No, put it down. It'll flip.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. So you've been playing for longer than I've been alive. For sure, longer than Kyle's been alive.
How old are you? When were you born?
Not 82, when paintball was born.
86 is when I started.
Yeah.
And I was 2001 born.
So, got pick a beat. I don't know about you.
But Bad Company was your team forever.
Yep.
And then you were running Kingman, which was the biggest paintball company I think in the world for a while.
Yeah. Well, it was probably the biggest gun company in the world.
Right. Okay. And then what is your transition into, I guess, kind of running the leagues and all that stuff?
Well, are we live now?
No, we're live. We're running it. Yeah.
Pre-this. I started out reffing at the. I became the head judge for one of the many 7-man leagues. Well, it was the NTPL, but I don't know who was running it. Chuck was running it.
Okay.
And maybe was the president at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I became the ultimate referee for the pro field.
Okay.
Because that's one of the things that I always get frustrated about is I don't think everybody complains about the reffing, right? We all have. I was one of those people. But none of my peers ever step up and come back and ref.
Right.
We professional paintball players make the best referees in the planet. So I think it's important for everybody to give back at least a year or do something, right? Give some clinics on reffing and do some stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like everybody has a complaint about reffing, right? But it takes a good player, somebody who has like an experienced reffing, to understand like how the game is being played and what's going on the field in order to make the right calls. And so most of those guys are reserved to the actual playing on the field. Those are the dudes that want to play paintball.
Correct.
And so it is difficult to get a steady, really solid line of refs. I mean, the pro guys are obviously, a lot of them are like, dude, I have the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
So a lot of those guys really want to be there, but it is tough to run a large reffing crew.
And I think some of it's changed, right? Like I hang out with the referees, and they do have a much better paintball IQ than paintball referees used to have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So they are becoming a profession under their own. I'm actually really impressed when I talk to them. They really understand the game, especially the pro referees and some of the head referees that we have. Sitting down with the pro referee staff, it's sort of like sitting down and talking to a pro team. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know what you guys are doing, and I'm pretty impressed chatting with them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, even like you know, you hear some of the refs too. I feel like a lot of especially the pro refs, they know like almost every player's name. So, like,
Yeah.
they'll come like, hey, Kyle, like your shot or whatever, you know, whoever it is. And I think that's pretty cool to, you know, for them to take the time and memorize all those people's names, because a lot of them, especially those ones by the gate where you go onto the field, or, you know, talk to all those guys.
Well, then that's a good kind of transition into that the whole question about reffing, though. You know, so we have the top tier status, right? The pro guys and the pro refs get, you know, I guess we have the best refs. But how do we make the refs all the way down? I mean, I know there's great refs everywhere, but there's also some pretty large holes in the reffing in the divisional. And I don't actually know it. I just hear it. Now, obviously, the guys that are complaining the most are the guys who are losing, and oftentimes it was the refs' faults, and it was never any of their preparation.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's you know, it's the real solution is smaller events. I know that sounds horrible, but you know, if I told you right now you had to have a 100-man roster for your X-ball team, you know, player number 100 is just not going to be as good as player number 1.
Right.
So by downsizing the size of the events and maybe running more events, which is something I pitched last year, and COVID kind of threw a wrinkle in everything, but I really do believe that necessarily just trying to make the events bigger and bigger and bigger is not always the solution, because I don't care who you are. Trying to get 120 referees together and have them all be on the same page, impossible, right? So, you know, it's, in my opinion, without a lot than any of us are willing to throw into the pot.
Right. Now, this is a funny comment that I hear. Now, I read like a lot of the message boards before today, so I've got a bunch of things I want to address.
Off of Facebook and all the message boards.
Dude, I don't go on them. I don't go on them at all. I just you know, I knew
People send it to you.
Yeah, people send it to me. No, but I knew you were coming on, and so I want to let everybody know. I mean, Alex just said it before we got off with him. You know, like that you're one of the good guys. You've been doing this for a long time. You're not in it to like get one over on anybody. At least I don't think so. I personally believe that. And it's funny because a lot of people go, well, you know, how about if you just pay the refs more? Why don't you just pay the refs more? Can't you just do that? Won't they be better if you just give them more money? And then also, where are you going to get that money? You must have a lot of it, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of it. You know, and paying people more doesn't necessarily make them better, right? If we suddenly gave, you know, the worst team in the league a pro spot and gave them a $50,000 a year sponsorship or whatever the going price is, are they suddenly going to be really good? It's not going to happen. So we could keep the referees longer, and I had a little bit of epiphany at the ICPL, right? The players are also pretty hard on the referees, right? They're pretty mean to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get retention. You know what I mean? Now, I do agree we need to train them better. We send some of them out there with, like, almost set up to fail. But we also got to treat them with a certain level of respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being a referee is a very thankless job. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I do think that was pretty good. Everybody had complaints about Dynasty when we refed, but yeah, I mean, you got to stand there all day. You're at the paintball field all day on your feet, getting shot by everybody, and no one is happy with you unless they win.
Yeah. I mean, Alex just said too in the comments, he's like, reffing has never been better, and that was actually something I was gonna say. Like, out of like the last 3 tournaments, I don't feel like there's been anything that, at least on the pro field, that was like a big uproar that some call went bad. I think the reffing, especially like the last three tournaments, has been outstanding.
Well, and we had a regime change in the reffing side, and you know, we've gone through this probably 5 times in my career, where, you know, there's a guy that's really the training and the brains behind all the referee, and if you lose that guy, you typically lose a lot of his friends or his core referee guys because they were traveling as part of his group, right? And so when you part ways with that person, you lose some of the skilled referees all the way down, and so it kind of sucks that it is that way. So, and Dan Perez, we brought Dan Perez on. I think you guys know Dan.
Yep.
And revamp the divisional guys and get some excitement into doing that stuff. So
a little bit of a pivot as far as now picking referees is difficult. Now getting to kind of the more nitty gritty of the topic at hand. So how easy is it to pick a venue? especially like these days? Is it everybody's dying to have paintball at in their city, at their fields, at their parks, at their stadiums, right?
So no one wants us on their nice places.
Right.
Like, yeah, get you a corner lot in Wyoming somewhere pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So we really can't use, the soccer complexes. We really can't use those. Everybody wants to do the soccer complexes, and it's a huge liability. Every time we've gone to one, we've lost significant amounts of money trying to fix the grounds, right? Last year, 2 years ago in Philly, that's the irony, is 2 years ago in Philly, we had on Thursday probably one of the nicest facilities we've ever been on. And on Monday when we left, it was one of the worst facilities we've ever been on because of 4 days with the rain. And, it's not only did we hurt that field, but then we also ruined our reputation a little bit because the next weekend they could not play the events that they had scheduled. They had to move them. So it was an all-around black eye for paintball. So it's not in our best interest to use soccer complexes for long-term solutions.
Like that one time we went to Barcelona on the turf soccer complex. They didn't look too happy on the. Yeah,
they had an actual. There was like guys doing soccer practice over there, and they were like, "What is going on?" Now it was on turf over there, but we destroyed the venue there. There was no way that the Millennium was going back, or Millennium. Was it NXL then or Millennium?
It was the Millennium at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, that venue was really cool, but there's no way that we got it back or they got it back.
And it's an amazing, like, at least in the U.S., it's a real small world, the venues, right? They all talk. Matter of fact, half of them switch jobs. So, like, one of our Chicago rep now represents Oklahoma, right? So he knows what we can do to a place or what we won't do to a place. So I literally, I just did the meeting with Philly or at King of Prussia, which is the actual city name where we just had the last event. And we were talking about the soccer complex. And I just said, look, if it rains, we're going to destroy it. It's that simple. And they're like, promoters usually aren't that candid. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It means we will leave it destroyed. You can use it in about 6 weeks.
Right. And I mean, so that, because there was a venue right across the street that looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. We actually tried to secure that in the desperation of the days leading up to the event there once we realized that the grass had not grown and they were not having any of it.
No, they immediately said no?
For no amount of money. Yeah, they had groups, they had events already scheduled for the next couple of weeks. So
right.
They agreed to let us use their parking lot.
Okay. So then what about, was there an option to ship in turf? I know Trozen said that there was a possibility they could have turfed one field maybe. Because a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you just ship turf in and just turf the fields? I'll get into that. I mean, the logistics of that.
We could have tried to turf, but then we would run into the risk of not having, because, I mean, keep in mind, I don't have an unlimited staff, right? We have 6 guys that show up to build the events, and they show up, the Wednesday before the event, and, we're not like 3 days ahead of time. And it would take at least, a day to 2 days to go ahead and lay turf on just one field.
Right.
So we would not having the field ready at all, and if it would have rained at any point in time in the middle of that, which it did, we would have just done more damage to the ground trying to put the turf in. You can't just put turf on rough ground.
Right.
It has to be graded, the ground was graded until we would drive machinery across to try and lay the turf. Now, I mean, I have seen lots of people chimed in with all sorts of solutions after the fact. But yeah, it would have been hard. And then plus, what kind of an image is that to give turf to 20 teams and then give a cornfield to the other 100 teams?
Yeah. So, and look, I mean, I'll be completely honest. When I saw the video, so someone uploaded a video leading up to the event that was taken on their Boost mobile phone. The video was grainy. It was a snapshot of it, and it looked awful. Well, it looked like, and I don't know anything about planting grass. I would say I'm a novice botanist and gardener. I do have a nice green thumb. I got a lot of strawberries in the back. I feel like you could just throw seeds on there and just kind of mix the dirt around on it.
It was funny. It kind of looked like it was planted like it was corn on them.
Well, it was used with one of those the grating, the little tillers with the fingers on it, right? But it looked in the video, it looked a lot worse than it actually was. I mean, we played on level. It was level dirt, right? It wasn't nearly as bad as I had expected. But at the same time, like you had mentioned, it still wasn't up to the standards that you guys would have liked to provide.
That's one of the funny things. Like, there was two distinct camps there in the Facebook war over Tom Cole's decision to use the venue, and there was, it's either like, Tom's evil and the NXL sucks because we're in this facility, or I have my old school people defending me and says, quit crying, we've played on worse. So I don't really agree with either stance, like just because we played in shit back in the day doesn't mean that the current people have to play in shit. So on that level, I don't agree with that. And actually one of the complaints I got from one of the consumers is they were like, we shouldn't feel like complaining to you is going to get us hate mail from like old people. And I'm like, I don't control the old school people.
Right.
At the same point in time, like, we like to think we're part of the reason that the bar got raised. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why we're not playing on those places is because of stuff that we've done. So, and obviously I was shooting for the stars here. I mean, we legitimately could have a full-time venue here that is going to be maintained by the soccer complex, and we'll get to play on it once a year, and it'll be pristine grass every time, but it'll be something we control.
Well, that's another question then. So you're going to plan on having this venue for the foreseeable future. So that's kind of the deal that you struck with them.
Correct.
So, I mean, the one thing about the venue that I don't like, I mean, I can see that there's a vision that there's going to be better grass. You guys can eventually maybe turf it later on in the year, or you have like another year to get the grass to grow. I'm just worried about the foot traffic. I mean, like at least at the, the Gaylord Palms and even at the Gaelic Park in Chicago, there's some people that drive by, and especially in the Florida events. The Florida event is, I would say, the most heavily trafficked by people who don't play paintball. Every so often you'll get, for every 100 cars that drive by, maybe 5 of them or 7 or 10 of them go, hey, look, there's a carnival over there. Let's go check it out. Or what's going on over there? And then the random one person maybe cruises by and goes, oh, paintball? I wonder if Ryan Greenspan still plays. As he's on his way to work at Chipotle or something like that.
Here.
So there was no traffic there. That's the only complaint I really have about the venue. I mean, I can see it getting better, but
So actually, yes, obviously we're not going to have the walk-by traffic or whatever. But the city there really did a good job. So when you're in a partnership with a city like that, they do a really good job getting out through their channels. And to be honest, everybody was, this event was on the down low the entire time because, everybody seems to forget that we were still in COVID throughout this whole thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't until 3 weeks before the tournament that Philly even lifted some mask restrictions or some event restrictions.
Yeah.
So we were intentionally not publicizing this event to avoid having the over-official city people come out and check out the event and say no.
Right. That's okay. That's a good point. Yeah. So you couldn't really.
I just saw a Spartan race just got canceled, or a Tough Mudder, one of the two, just got canceled with 12 hours notice.
Wow.
Because this, you know what I mean? So they have 5,000 people that have already booked hotels and flights and all that stuff. I mean, it's just people. You look good. You look like you lost some weight. And I'm like, no, it's because I'm not eating because I'm stressed like a mother. You know what I mean? About trying to make sure these events happen. Yeah, it was very stressful. That's why we chose Florida twice last year or this year, because we knew we could do it. But Philly is just such a good venue as far as drive-to locations.
There's a lot of people that play in that Northeast.
You're right. It's the biggest market in paintball.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, for sure.
Bigger than Texas.
I think our drive around that location has the most amount of people that play paintball of anywhere in the United States.
Well, that's good. And actually, here, just explain this to everybody who's kind of watching your method in picking kind of what city or area. Because I remember I proposed, I said, why don't you do it in Phoenix, right? Phoenix early in the year, and you're like, well, there's just not a big draw from all around it. The radius is kind of what you look at.
Yes. So the first thing we do is we're looking for the pro guys and the traveling guys. We look for what is called a Tier 1 airport. It's an airport that has a certain amount of flights coming in. So Chicago, Philly, Dallas, Orlando, Los Angeles, Vegas, these super hubs for travel. So that's the first thing. And then we draw an 8-hour circle around the city to make sure that we have, because 80% of our non-pro and semi-pro guys are driving to the event. So we make sure we're picking up a lot of the people in the 8-hour drive area. And then we move on to hotels and restaurants and stuff like that to make sure they're in close proximity. I mean, one of the things that we did with the NXL over the PSP is we cut your drive time from the airport down by, I think it was 3 hours, an average over the year of drive times from airports. And it brings up another point. So all my peers, like you guys, are always like, well, why don't we just have every event in Florida? The problem is that the divisional teams are typically only playing one NXL event a year. It's their one chance to play on the big stage. And so when we go to Florida, those teams will play the Florida event, but they won't travel to Philadelphia. So if we just played Florida, we would basically just be showcasing the Florida teams, and we wouldn't get a chance to get the Texas teams or the Philadelphia teams, the California teams, or the Chicago teams to come play. So that's why we have to spread it around the world.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? And then I guess that was a question that I also had. Well, not really a question, but I just kind of wanted to. A lot of people are like, hey, well, it costs so much money. Why do you even play in the NXL? And I just you can answer this too, but at some point in time, you can only play the WCPPL or the TPXBL and the SPPL or whatever it is. That's the Sweet Potato Paintball League. That was the last one. That's mine and Kyle's league. But I bet you thought that maybe it was a league. But like, there's only you can play that. You're only going to become as big of a fish in your small pond. We used to play the Great Western Series. That was the West Coast League when we were younger. And at some point in time, you want to be able to not only just. I always tell people, even if you're not going to play in NXL, you should definitely go. And if you have the opportunity to play, you should play, because it'll expand your horizons and let you understand what the level of play is beyond your bubble. And so a lot of people complain. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to get better service and it's cheaper and I can go play my local event and league. Why would I want to go help out the big bad wolf that's the NXL from succeeding? Because, I feel like I'm just not really as appreciated there. And the reason, in my opinion, for that is because you want to see what the level of play is out there. You want to see, like, okay, this is how I play in my league. Can I compete with these guys? I can watch some pro events. I can watch some D2 events. I can watch them everywhere along the board and be like, oh, I can compete up here. I can do that. Or I can't, and I need to work on more, because everybody, some people want to strive to become a pro paintball player. Some people want to move up in the division. Some people are just happy and complacent being very highly competitive and going to events around their local area. And I think it's incredibly important to branch out and play these large events just from a competitive standpoint, rather than just being your mediocre or large fish in your small pond. So, I mean, that wasn't really a question. It was sawed up there about a lot of people going.
Well, so there's always the people that are going to say don't play the NXL, right? Because it's cheaper to play locally. And it's true. I mean, you can also just drink on your back porch, right? But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you want to go to the good club, it's going to cost a fortune. Not that I ever go to the good club, but I actually want people to play their local leagues. Like, we should be the once a year type situation, maybe twice a year when you throw in World Cup, to break it up a little bit and make you a better player and make you a better team. Because yes, winning the MSXL is going to be significantly easier than winning an NXL event in any division.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's not until you make that big stage that you start to really make a name for yourself. Like, I mean, if you think about it, everybody that I can't say everyone, but a lot of the people that run the other leagues, the WC and all these other leagues, they come play the NXL when it's their turn to play. So,
right.
Obviously, we are the best of the best right now. I was going to make a point the other day that, like, the 20 pro teams, they don't agree on anything. They have different sponsors, different guns, different ways they want the format, all these different things, but they all agree that the best place to compete is the NXL, because that's where they're competing.
Right, and so how do you welcome the competition? Now, by competition, I know that for a while there was, we loved it when we were playing the MPPL, the PSP, the Millennium, but these standalone events, like Meter Ninos is throwing one at Paintball Fit called the Astra League. He's doing a one-off league, and he's doing it to invite, I believe he's inviting like the bottom 6 pro teams and the top 4 semi-pro teams, and giving a large payday, doing the whole thing. He's filming it. He's trying to create a great product, not a league by any means, but something to fill that gap of this big downtime that we have right now between event number 2 and event number 3. How do you welcome those?
So, I have mixed feelings, right? Obviously, I don't see competition just destroy us, right? But, I reach out to almost every league. So the NPL, which was a league that started on the East Coast, I believe, played for the Players For the Players League.
We do it all the time.
They needed any help. When Chris Rangel just started his league in Texas, I sent him a message, just wishing him luck and all that stuff. I think other leagues are important and competition's important on all levels. I mean, how fun would it be to win a tournament that you were the only guy there? I'm fueled by competition, right? I want someone else to come. And to be completely candid, I much prefer a person try and improve what we're doing than just bitch about it online. I'm not going to name names, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like it's time. Who's more evil? The guy that does nothing but seems to have all the answer, or the guy who's trying but keeps failing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you. And look, Tom, I don't think you're failing by any means. You know what I mean? Again, there's always going to be someone who complains. There's always going to be, you're never going to, it's so hard. Look at Apple. Even look at one of the best products on earth. When we got a computer talking to a computer, when I got my phone here, there's always going to be a fly. it's too slow. Yeah. Oh, why isn't my text messages loading fast enough?
Yeah.
There's always going to be something that you're going to find a reason to complain. And right now, albeit there's a lot of reasons that people are complaining specifically for spending all the money, and then this is happening, and then they feel like they got jaded by the refs, and maybe, I slide so much further on the turf at my field. Why can't we just turf it there? Because now I can't slide all the way into the snake on this field. And will it get better? You keep telling me it's going to be better, but it's not up to the standards that I want. But I don't know what you do. It sounds like it's pretty easy to me without asking you, So I wouldn't say that you're doing things wrong and you're failing. I just don't think that people understand how difficult it is to run something at the national level as part of that.
Yeah, I agree.
I know you agree. I know you agree.
I agree. Super hard, right? So,
yeah. I had a question, Tom, that maybe you've heard it before. I don't know if I've ever asked you it personally, but have you ever thought about putting some sort of, it wouldn't need to be the full size of a field width-wise, but somewhere a range where people can go shoot their guns at the
event.
At the event. And
events, we do. Actually, we do. So every year at World Cup and in Chicago, we set up a playing area for people to play. So we had over 500 people. This is actually a funny story. We had over 500 people come play our field in Orlando that hadn't played paintball before. So they filled out a waiver. They go to the corner right there between where the bar was, that little left-hand corner, ran by Tiki's Paintball.
That's right.
So we partnered with the local field, and then they can come play for free. And we did a deal with Uno's Pizza where they put flyers out in all their restaurants for people to come play for free. So it was like a cross-promotion thing. But I was actually at an Uno's, and I'm not going to name names, but I was at an Uno's, and I was going to the bathroom, and I could see the things on everybody's table. One of the tables was yelling at the waiter and balled up his thing and threw it at him because he owned a paintball park, and he was super mad that this big company had come in and was offering free paintball for the day. And I was just like, oh my God.
That's counterintuitive. I don't think he understood.
Well, he obviously doesn't know. He didn't know who I was because he didn't yell at me when I walked by. But he was truly angry that this restaurant was letting people go play paintball for free at the World Cup, not realizing we wouldn't be there on Monday, and that all those people that had a good time with it, because we gave everybody a packet that said the local parks.
Right. Yeah. It sounds to me like you were stealing money out of his pocket, is what it sounded like to me.
Pocket that weekend. So yeah, that we do that.
Yeah.
We do that.
It is a little bit. It is harder, though.
I think I think Kyle was actually talking more about a warm up.
Yeah, not because once the tournament starts, even when you shoot the ball over the chrono, you can't see, it's the spread that's on, or how accurate the paint is. And honestly, even when we go on to the pro, the only time you're getting to shoot your gun is that under that 3 minutes before your match starts. And also, they don't like you shooting down the field. It needs to be in the grass 5 feet in front of you. And for me, I'm like, man, that kind of is yeah, or it's hey, Tom Brady, I know you were warming up for this game, but you can only throw the ball 10 yards.
Yeah.
And then you got to start.
Passes.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, like, even if it was by the paint truck or something, because then I think a lot of times people just go run onto random fields. And
So basically somewhere to kind of warm up a little bit, like shoot some free throws or.
Sure, I'm not against doing that.
Great.
That'd be a good idea.
Go first, Becca. I've seen you play. You don't really shoot at people more than 10 feet away. So.
That's true.
This is for the other player.
Ryan.
I don't know. I mean, like, just to test accuracy. 'Cause there's not really a lot of place to see, how accurate the paint is.
Yeah.
Until you start playing.
You'd sell more paint also. I always tell Fields, have a shooting range.
Sell the paint. But,
Well, I know you don't, but.
I'm sure you guys would just shoot more paint to equal the amount of paint that was sold. So
True. That's true.
Appreciate your increased paint usage.
But yeah, I mean, he's right, and Marcelo's mentioned it too. Just having like a place to warm up a little bit, rather than just shooting into that chrono. Because sometimes you're grabbing paint, you want to test it to make sure the new lot shoots straight. If it breaks nice, you want to you want to warm up your body in a paintball fashion when you can't. But like you said, that analogy was great. Like if when Tom Brady goes to play the Super Bowl, they're not like, hey, you can't warm up your arm. Sorry, you can only throw it into this net right here, right in front of you.
I mean, what the idea that I had, but I feel like it would completely complicate all the infrastructures to put it on the back side, like where the pits are behind the field. Since that back area is already blocked, like if you just had a 6 foot wide extra net on that back side, and then people could go shoot that gun. So at the back sides of the field.
Like, you'll get one of my pet peeves right there. Anytime someone just says "just," you just this. So just keep in mind, World Cup has 10 fields.
Okay.
Right? So they all butt up to one another, and there is no space between them.
Yeah.
You guys get the way of playing that lone field all by yourself, but everybody else is down on the end. So we could put something basically maybe at the end of all the fields that you could go in, and someone else has pitched to me like to have an actual warm-up area where you could go in and play maybe just a one-on-one like area, so you could either just shoot or you could actually run, because a lot of you guys are trying to warm up before the games. I could talk to my operations guy and see what we could come up with, though.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, I think that would cause a huge headache to allow people to warm up, because if you allow, if you have a small field for people to warm up that's not very big, then imagine how many people are going to try to be in that thing. Like I think if you suck just to like, no bunkers, like a range to shoot down, that solves that problem a lot. But as soon as you open it up to like, this is a warm-up area, just imagine how many people are getting like...
Yeah, or we could just set up a coin duel field, a 1v1 coin duel field. So you just kind of go out there and play some 1v1s. You have to put your coin into a token machine in order to do it.
There you go.
That could be good.
How do you guys feel about one-on-ones?
I'm terrified of them. I think that my ego takes a massive hit every time that I lose one. No,
you got some room. And you calm down a little.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. I think that what Alex is doing with the coin duel thing is great. I think that's such a cool, unique idea that's bringing a lot of people together. I was telling Alex and Kyle just before you got on that I played 10 different one-on-ones this weekend with 10 different kids. Well, actually, one person I played twice, but all of them were almost all of them were best 2 out of 3, and I lost 2 of them, so I had to give up two gold coins. So you have a black coin, right? You have some black coins.
Yes. Yeah.
What would be your parameters of what would be like if I were to say, Tom, I want your black coin? What would be the stage that you would set?
I'm definitely not playing you on that pro field one-on-one. I can assure you of that. I'd have to think about that. I'd be interested in playing you in the woods for sure.
Next to the snake pits.
Yes, exactly. The snake pits.
I was trying to find a picture of you to post on the flyer for today. Your Facebook doesn't have many pictures of you, but it has a lot of snake and wild animal photos.
Yeah, I'm here to keep everybody updated on their snakes.
Yeah, it looked terrifying what you were doing, which was another whole thing that that you need to share at some point in time about how idiotic you are. in trying to take pictures of and get close to highly venomous snakes in the wild. Now, it's one thing if there's a snake handler nearby, which I guess you kind of are, or you're at a museum, but to like go into the bushes to find a black mamba or a spitting cobra in the mud where you don't have a lot of traction to get away just blows my mind.
Well, I mean, after dealing with all the paintball people, I got to do something that's kind of lighthearted. True story. Just at this last Florida event, when I came back to my hotel, there was an alligator blocking the doorway, and the maintenance guy, and there was a bunch of people there, like 10 people. They didn't want to go in, and he was like, be careful. You're going to get bit, and I'm worried he's going to bite one of the people. And I was like, well, do you want me to grab him? And he was like, are you qualified? I am. I just got done running a paintball tournament. This will be like a dream job. So I grabbed the alligator and took him back and let him go at a golf course down the street. So
At the golf course?
At the golf course.
Wait,
yeah.
how big
was it?
He was probably 3.5 feet.
Okay.
When I was holding him, he hung down to about just below my knees. So maybe 2.5 feet.
You hold him out like that, right?
Yeah, I held him like straight out like that and down.
Where was your dog during all this?
He was in the car.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah,
Good.
he wouldn't have helped the alligator. He would have just ended up bait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. Okay.
For sure.
Hey, you. One thing I wanted to. I know you mentioned it to me a couple of times, but you said something about you have 10 fields at World Cup. How big is the footprint that NXL creates or takes up? Like, what kind of area do you need?
57 acres for World Cup.
Wow.
57 acres.
Yep.
So you're essentially putting up and tearing down one of like a very large paintball facility.
We're the largest. When we built our event, we're one of the largest paintball parks in the world.
Every event.
Yep, and that drives me absolutely batty because then we tear it down the next day and drive it across the country and do it all over again.
So just so everybody can kind of like think about that, right? So when you're going to your local field, I was just at Long Live Paintball, did a clinic. They have 2 turfed fields. Pendleton has 4 turfed fields. You're putting up 6 to 10 fields per event, and then tearing it all down. So the local paintball field that everybody's at, you guys are setting up a larger venue every single weekend of the events.
Correct.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy to think about. In my opinion.
Even 6. So we've never had. I mean, since we've started, I don't think we've had 6 fields. Maybe the 2015 Cleveland.
I remember that one well.
7 or 8 almost every time.
7 to 8.
One transform into a 10-man field mid-tournament. So that's like, we've talked about this. I had a Zoom call with the Dynasty guys, but, like in a perfect world, we would kind of change our format to where we were playing on a 4-field model, and then we could go to paintball parks. So we could get paintball parks to set up 4 turf fields for us, and then they could use it the rest of the year, and then we would come in with the traveling road show. And we spent $1 million moving, tearing down, and then building the fields in a year.
In a year.
Wow.
Jesus.
I thought it was cool you had the X on the 10-man field. That was awesome.
Yeah. I'm pushing to bring back some of the old 10-man bunkers.
Like the big Aztec.
Anything, yes.
Anything.
That would be sweet too.
The X,
You should see if a sponsor would sponsor each one like they used to, right? The 10-man that where it was this year, where that event was when it was at that biggest thing. Every major sponsor had their own giant structure on the field. I thought that was really cool, very unique.
It was cool. It did make it harder to walk fields and move things around, right? Because you had to walk. I mean, that World Cup, I think we played you there in 2002. Mm-hmm. We had to, you have to walk like all 8 fields because you don't really know what you're playing.
Right. Yeah, that was tough. I mean, actually, do you remember the first year that we played you? Not as Dynasty, but as that I played you?
No.
That's going to be a trivia question. That's actually going to be a trivia question a little bit later before we're going to do a little giveaway. But I'll fill you in on that one. Bad Company, we beat you.
Did we win?
We won.
You won.
Yeah. So that was that year was the demise. That was the beginning of your guys' downfall. We weren't even Dynasty yet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it must have been like it was like woods or hyperball or an airball field.
It was hyperball. Played you on hyperball. Yeah, I got bunkered that game.
Well, there you go. As long as you didn't lead to the victory. I'm
No,
okay with
no, it was young Ryan Greenspan still learning how to do everything. So you I guess kind of talking about back in the 2002, 2003. Why aren't we on TV right now? If you've got Pizzeria Uno's deals, there's handing out flyers. Where's the sponsorship, and why are we not on TV?
So, it's a good question. TV is a confusing marketplace right now.
Uh-huh.
We had a tentative deal with ESPN to be on the Ochos, which
Okay.
is a show that has 8 unique sports or something along those lines.
Okay.
And it was mid-COVID, and then they went radio silent on me. And I guess the guy that we were working with got let go or downsized or whatever. I actually talked to other people in the TV thing, and they said that's not uncommon for the leads in these type of situations to just get let go and then just go radio silent on you. But there's linear TV and then there's OTT, which is basically what Go Sports is, and everybody's kind of transforming in that and moving to OTT. And it's a very confusing landscape. Like, it's really hard to figure out who the players are and all that stuff. And actually, stuff like the X Factor show, or when X Factor had the show on Amazon, on Prime, that actually does us a good turn. But right now, it's just a matter of letting people know how many people are going to watch and what's going on. And it's hard because everything that we do is behind a paywall. So Go Sports is obviously charging for that service.
Right.
So our stay low. And I've always been intrigued to see what would happen if we did a Facebook Live of the World Cup finals, right? How many people would watch? But if you circle back to my Champions Cup, that we are planning on televising the Champions Cup.
But we're not doing the Champions Cup.
What's that?
We're not doing the Champions Cup this year.
We will be in 2023, though.
Okay.
So 2022 will be basically a competition to win a berth to the Champions Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Champions Cup will be televised in 2023.
Okay.
If linear television is still a thing in 2023.
Right. And I mean that it's tough, right? Because it's hard to show exactly what's going on. We really need to dial that in.
So we at Florida, we actually had a group come in to look at TV, look at having us on TV. This is actually part of the whole Champions Cup deal.
Mm-hmm.
They came in and scoped it out, and we had some different people there, and they met with Go Sports, and they talked about different options. And they're actually really excited about it. I don't know if it's the technology changed or just having them on site to see what happened. They actually spent 2 days there watching you guys play. And what they're pushing is to have it, this would be OTT, but they're talking about having a channel where you could select what view, so you could actually switch back and forth between you shooting at someone. So they could see you in the back center and then shoot and go to, whoever's in the snake and see why you're shooting at him and what the gun battle looks like.
Okay.
That's cool.
You get these little barrel cams.
Yeah.
These are the move. I remember.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the Zoom yet to try and make this work.
True.
But like I said, we're exploring all the options and trying to come up with some
What
stuff.
network was that? Or are you allowed to say?
I'm not allowed to say.
That makes sense.
It also doesn't move fast in the real world, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So everything takes a long time.
Yes.
So half the grief I get, people are acting like I've been running paintball since the dawn of time, and I have been around since the dawn of time. But we didn't start the NXL until 2015.
Sure.
I guess that is a while, 6 years or something, and then we took a COVID break in a year and a half. So, so we're working on it.
Yeah. So by the time that happens, the grass will have grown in Philly. So it'll be
Correct.
perfect timing. It was actually all part of the plan to begin with.
It is all part of the plan. But actually, we would probably do the Champions Cup someplace cool. Not to say Philly's not cool, but I'm talking like we actually looked at the Polo Club down in I'm gonna say Miami, but it wasn't Miami. But there's a beautiful facility down there, and we're actually in the off season between Polo. So I mean, it's the nicest facility I've ever been to.
I'll tell you what, and that you just reminded me about Florida just in general, is I personally, and I don't know, Kyle, how you feel about this, I think that I would rather play on the ground in Philly than I would at any of the Florida events. Because the Florida events, the grass is great until you dive on it 20 or 50 times, and that top layer of that crabgrass is now peeled off, and whatever bunker you've dove into so many times, especially the Dorito side, is now this little bit of a sand pit.
Well, I think the last I don't feel like World Cup is
Is
much.
that bad?
Yeah, the last one there was that. I think the ground just had a lot more sand mixing it. But I'm with you on that.
I hate like a damages field is just
Yeah, I mean that Philly one ended up being that bad because it was so leveled.
Mm-hmm.
Made for some cool photos too. So
Yeah, the photo.
Yeah, the
Like
photos
sa-
came out great.
yeah, that did you see that Go Sports video they just posted? It was like a little short video, but they used like Another One Bites the Dust song.
Oh, really?
It's a really, really good video. But the dust, I thought made it for some really cool videos.
And that's important, right? You need to make it so it's really fun and cool to look at, right?
Yeah.
Well, it is interesting to see where we switched sides. Like, we used to kind of really push that we were like an extreme sport, and then at some point in time we tried to become like one of the big four, right? So I don't know when that actual switch happened, but we've obviously done that switch. Because, you know, everybody wants to play on, you know, like the exact same kind of surface, whereas, you know, back when I felt we were more extremists, we played everywhere. You know, we played in the woods, we played on mounds, we played on grass very rarely. You know, so we kind of had this multi-use kind of feel. Now we're kind of narrowing ourselves down, which, you know, I've been doing this a long time, so I don't really notice the switch. Like, I think we had a layout recently where we didn't really have a true snake, and you would have thought we ran the snake league, right? Because everybody was like furious we didn't have a true snake, and I'm like, nowhere have we ever advertised that we are just always going to have a snake on one side and a Dorito on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, how much input do you have on the field layout?
0.
I was going to ask you. Well, sorry, go ahead.
Who should we complain to?
Jason Trozen.
No, wrong answer. You.
Why?
I don't know.
So we have to keep stuff separate. You have to, I mean, the layout part and the way he designs it, I think he's done a great job. I'm not, you know, I think he's done a great job with it. Maybe you guys don't always like it.
Yeah, no.
But, you know, it's got to be a secret. We can't have anybody getting out to it.
Mm-hmm.
We can't play it up to whichever team has strengths, right? You guys may play well on a fast field and, you know, trade my gun may play good on a slow field. So we kind of got to split them up a little bit and make sure they always stay fair and, like I said, stay a secret.
Well, I thought this last field was actually a really masterful design in the sense that there was so many different variables that you can't control, like with 5 people, which made it interesting. So you kind of had to like give certain things up. This is going to kind of go into a next question I had. Like, do you get to watch much paintball at these events? I know you're pretty busy at the events, but do you still try to get some time in and enjoy it still?
I do. I actually, you know, I mean, I really like the game, and I really do want, you know, I'm definitely rooting for people. I'm not going to say who on this call, but I'm definitely rooting for people, right? Dynasty, I've always said Dynasty is my favorite team.
There we go. Thanks, Tom.
You know, I mean, I get excited. I get really excited when a new team wins. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when AC Dallas was on the up, I really wanted them to win. I really want Revo to win. I would like New York to win. You know what I mean? I get kind of emotional when a new team wins.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, do I get thrilled if Impact and Heat win? Not exactly. But they'll give me some shots for that. But yeah, like, I want new teams to win. I do. I really do want it. And so, and I was excited when X Factor won for a little while. Now I'm a little over that. So now we need some fresh blood.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of teams that won pretty
big games.
Yeah, like Level beat Houston Heat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was super happy for Level. I went right over there and congratulated them. So yeah.
MO Kings won some, had some pretty big upsets. I think with Damage.
Yeah.
I think we have more parity in the pro division than we've ever had.
And then how does relegation work? Is there relegation still?
There is relegation. We obviously postponed it during COVID because it was going to be obviously a problem. But yes, the last place team will move down and the top place team will move up. I do think in 2022 we should have a playoff between the 4 bottom teams to see if they can should get relegated, because I don't know if it's fair.
I agree with that.
Because it really comes down to strength of schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
if you're always the last place team, then you're always getting the hardest teams, and you might not ever get a break.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. I mean, there's some sort of randomness towards the bottom at all, but still, yeah, you're right. You're right there. But there was a big shakeup in Philly.
One match, it completely changes your whole ranking.
Yeah,
right. So
absolutely.
Some of those bottom teams that don't win matches for a year at a time, getting one lucky match is a big deal.
If any plans for outside sponsors? I guess you guys had some sort of energy drink company. I saw that pretty aggressive and exciting commercial on Go Sports.
So actually that went pretty well. It was a little brutal because we were afraid to really post anything because everything we posted just got destroyed. So it was a challenge to kind of do that without dragging our new outside sponsor through the mud with everything. But they seem super happy.
Okay.
Just to go back to the outside sponsor. So we have a guy right now that's working, basically an outside company that's working on trying to get us outside sponsorship. So.
Okay, yeah. How come like a hotel or an airline or a rental car agency? It seems like that's a really good fit for paintball because we're traveling to these events so much.
It's great, and we picked up Red Roof Inn, not as maybe a sponsor, but as like a corporate partner.
Okay.
So there's some different terminology there, but yeah. So we give a discount to everybody for Red Roof Inn, and then we get a little kickback every time someone books something through them. But it's without shooting myself in the foot by saying too much, but. I talked to a guy one time. He said, "Look, no one gets fired for sponsoring a golf tournament, but you could get fired for sponsoring a paintball tournament."
I heard the exact same thing back in the early 2000s when we were picking up sponsorships. It was the same exact thing. They're like, everybody knows about it. You just don't want to be the first one to jump in and have it not succeed or have it be a bad look and get fired. You just make sure you're not the first or the last person to jump in on the sponsorship train.
And we're changing our directions. So in the past, we've always tried to go, let's just use Nike, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Nike, Gatorade, Red Bull, we go directly to them and try and solicit them as sponsorship. And you can imagine they get inundated like crazy with all that stuff. So now we are reaching out to the companies that are doing their street teams. So there's a lot of companies that actually work with Red Bull, for example, to run their street teams for them, which is who the Rain guys were. It's a separate company. It wasn't really Rain. Mm-hmm. So we're all them to their portfolios. So when they're pitching Budweiser or all these different people, we're just one of the things in their portfolio, and we're relatively inexpensive for what they're getting out of us.
Okay.
So
yeah,
and that's
true.
A little shot to the like the paintball community. It's really weird when people so when we make an official post, like we do a post about giving whatever the hell our post was during the Philly event that was just getting trolled by everybody, right? So when they say stuff like, don't go to the NXL tournament, it's going to be trash and all this different stuff, I mean, you're really not, I guess I shouldn't try and get a pass, right? But if we're trying to bring in outside people, you just can't have every post you got getting destroyed. So I guess I could have fixed that problem by having nice grass. But unless we have another alternative to send them to, all you were basically telling people is not come out there and check out the event.
Right.
And that doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, I see both. I see both sides of the story. I mean, I see people being upset. I see the keyboard warriors getting a lot of traction, making bold claims. At the end of the day, again, I don't think that it was nearly as bad as what people made it out to seem. And like you highlighted, illustrated, there's a lot of infrastructure and a lot of moving parts into creating this, but you guys have enough time under your belts to have been able to create something that could have and should have been a little bit better. But I mean, I think that this helps to shed some light onto the intricacies of what goes on to make that happen.
Yeah. For sure.
Alex Fragi has a question for you, and then we'll let you kind of get out of here. If let me read it just so I don't mess it up at all. Okay, so if if Randy and Bart were on a sinking raft and you had to throw one of the guys overboard, who would it be?
If Randy, because Randy's probably tall enough to stand and not drown.
Yes. Okay.
Bart's
Great.
short.
Great. We're gonna say that it was a 6.5 foot lake.
That was a very safe answer.
Great answer. Very, very
Thank you.
politically correct. But because technically, kind of, slightly, maybe a roundabout way, both of those guys are have an influence on the league a little bit too.
What was the other one? He asked if you could bunker one person.
Yeah.
Who would it
Yeah.
be?
If you could bunker anybody, who would it be?
You mean in paintball at all, completely?
I guess
Sure,
we could
you
do
could
it in
just say-
paintball, and if there's somebody that nobody knows, also that's in like your personal life.
What? Damian Ryan.
Damian Ryan, easy question. Damian Ryan, don't give him your back.
Yeah, I don't think I beat him in a fair game, but you know.
But if his
you're
back was
giving me
turned
the
and if the wind was blowing in the right direction and the sun was in its zenith, and Tom had the sneak attack crawl down the lane, and you got him in the woods.
Exactly.
Got it.
Just stop.
We talked about the coin duel and the All-Star.
I got another one.
Yep.
How many white shirts do you have to go through in a day? Because I know those do not stay
Yeah.
clean.
I have a lot of white shirts.
So like 5 a day?
No, probably 2.
Two?
You want the story behind the white shirt?
Yeah.
So when we first started the NXL, I mean, you know, I'm a paintball guy, right? So you have these guys that come in, they're willing to invest some money into doing paintball the right way, and so I get super excited. So I'm trying to do everything, right? And I'm literally trying to do everything. Like I'm running to Home Depot to buy stuff, and then I'm coming back and then trying to come up with the format and everything. And so Bart basically said, look, we don't want you working this hard. You need to be thinking about taking us to the next level and not worried about like how the referees are going to get from the airport to here. So as a point to show them that everything was under control and I wasn't stressed, on Sundays I went to a white shirt to just show that it's being handled. And I'm just worried about, you know, the big picture.
Okay,
I like
there you
that.
go. I like that.
And my favorite
Really
one was in the
white shirt
pits.
and a paintball.
Yeah, you're wearing in the pits.
No, like on Sunday, I think I turn around like towards the end of the day, and everyone is like so dusty, and turning in your white shirt is just like gleaming. I think one of my guys like, how does he keep his shirt so white? I was like, I don't know. Changes a lot.
I have like more than one.
Real quick, I'm going to get into 2 trivia questions, but Kyle and I do a thing once a month. It started after World Cup last year, and we do an Eating Terrible Things challenge. What's the worst, most terrible thing you've ever eaten? And you go on these wild trips, so I don't expect it to be anything too easy.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Or do you ever eat bugs or you eat like anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about eating bugs. I don't know why. Bugs don't really bother me. But, like, eating something like a beef tongue or tripe, I've had to eat beef tongue at some point in time, and that was pretty nasty, too.
Okay. Well, we have some stuff on tap after you jump off the screen that I think Alex or Kyle and I are not going to like. So here, let me jump into this trivia for you real quick, because one of them you don't know, and then the second one, of course, I'm fairly certain you know. So this is going to be a trivia question open to anybody out there. So what was the year and what was the team name that I played on when I first played against Tom Cole and Bad Company? It was on a hyperball field. And you guys got to put both the year and the team name in the comment section. This is going to be for a free something. We're going to give you something. G2 shirt. This will be a signed G2 shirt. And then I got another. Let's see. Wow, someone put all of the roster. Oh, close. Nope. We got 1 year is correct. 1990, little off. Very, very close on everybody. We got a lot of the years. Ooh.
And
So-
Tom knows this one?
Tom doesn't know this, actually. Well, he knows it. He knows it once I tell him. All right, Ryan Kinnenberg got it. Out of Control 1998.
Got it.
Yep, Out of
I remember
Control
that.
98. Tom Kin.
I remember.
Yep. I was in that. I played the center X. I got bunkered over the top. All right, last one. Let me just write this down. What was the name of Tom's boss who at Kingman, who was there, who gave us help, who bought all of our cars for us in 2000. That's why Tom's a fan of us. He's been a fan of ours since 2000. He handed us the car keys to our Mustangs. Yeah. All right. Does anybody know the name? This is open to everybody right here. The name of Tom's boss. They had paintball in '98. Yes. This is Joe Mama. Nope. Close. Not John Kingman. Oh. Was there a G at the end of his name?
No.
No.
Hold on. Let me spell it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. We got it. That was quick. That went to Delmont. Arthur Chang. Delmont. I wonder what he's up to these days.
He's living the high life in Taiwan.
Oops. All right. We are connected, and we should be up and running here in 10 seconds or less. For those of you guys who are listening to us on Spotify, I want to thank you very much for your support there. And we should be up and running here in just a moment to do some giveaways. All right. I'm getting some comments are jumping back in here. Okay.
I think we're
back. We're back. I'm getting all of the comments are jumping in here. So again, sorry on the lag, guys. I'm still here, Lag City. I know. Here we go. Just lost a lot of viewers on that one. So how are we at? Are we back? Give us an Alex Fragi emoji. Give us an NXL emoji. Everybody throw in an NXL emoji if we are back up and running.
That looks like a stock option going really south.
Yes, that is right there. That is not what you want to see. We're seeing a little bit of a nice little trend here. I'll bet. Did I say I'll bet again a lot? Man, I'm sorry. All right. I'll bet we're back up and running. Okay. If you guys, if we are live again, please, guys, gals, everybody, throw in an NXL logo in the chat emoji. And we should be just to hit us back there. 3 more likes and we hit that 100 mark. That's correct. There we go. All right. We're back. We're catching up. So we want to thank Tom Cole very much. I'm going to give an air horn right there for the NXL. Give an air horn for Tom Cole. That was really cool. I think that couldn't have gone any better aside from when the Wi-Fi just cut out. It's like our Wi-Fi just says, all right, at the 90-minute mark, tough cookies.
Yeah, it's interesting. Does that?
Yeah, it does. It did that last time too. So again, we have a couple of other quick little things for you guys. Let me do this very quickly. Let me go get our Eating Terrible Things challenge prepped up. It's in this bag right here. This is courtesy of Mr. Fortke. Boy. So there's one spicy thing.
Stay cold or anything?
I don't think it needs to be It needs to stay cold. Tom Cole is the Joe Biden. Spanky Snipes. The Spanky Snipes is waiting for this. So we did lose a big chunk of viewers in there. So
not too many.
I apologize that we're still zooming. If you guys hit that like button, please, really quickly. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So you keep everybody excited here, and go. This is gonna be awesome.
I know a few of you guys asked some questions too to Tom that we weren't able to get to, but I saw one question that was kind of interesting that I would have liked, but we had to cram a lot of stuff in there. What was one thing that he would change about, I believe it was the pro player portion of the NXL or the pro league itself. I know A-Rod mentioned the other day about he thinks it would be a little bit better as far as viewership if we didn't have the split deck anymore, which I think is kind of a good idea, especially when anyone is, trying to watch that isn't familiar with paintball. It makes it a lot more difficult to keep track of what's going on. I actually have a photo of the headbands, our Tiger Rare ones. I will pull it up so you guys can see. Mouse and I were both wearing them at this last event, so they are pretty much samples, and the design and manufacturer work is pretty much handled. So now it's just about making them in surplus and then working on a few packaging things. Yeah, I'd say probably 2 to 3 weeks. We basically have everything that we need. Now it was just ordering the samples and labels and packaging. And now we just put everything together. So now we just need to make a surplus of it versus just the, 1 or 2 pieces that were easy to make. So it's just scaling it right now. Let me see if I can find this photo.
Oh boy.
How is it?
Oh, this is gonna be so gross.
So here is what we had. It's kind of blurry for you guys to see, but made these neck guards. That's where you're seeing those rectangles over there. Kind of can add as to like just a mask. I mean, you've probably seen Mouse has been wearing one for a while, and I started wearing them. Trevor, a few guys on our team, but we're gonna be making those as well. That was just a little recent addition we started making, but Porter said, thanks for mentioning the QL muscle a few shows back. Did some research. I've been working on that. Lower back has never been happier. Yeah, it's a really difficult muscle to get to that a lot of people don't realize, how much that can affect that lower back pain because it's really hard to get into that muscle.
Okay. So what we have here,
Insects?
we've got insects.
Is that you're coughing from spice?
Smell this. Does it get you? So this is dessert. This is the Sonoran Spice Company's Carolina Reaper gumballs.
I don't know if I'm going to be eating one of those.
I don't know if we're going to eat one of those either. Then we've got some Jungle Trail Mix. So that's underneath the larva that we have.
Oh my God.
So this right here is called a giant water scorpion. Yeah.
That looks like one of the worst things. Oh.
So here's a regular scorpion. Is the stinger on it?
What is this?
That looks like a diving beetle. It's called a diving beetle. Fortke, yum. So, I should get like a box or something.
Are these like beef jerky flavored maybe?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Can I see the package, the silver?
Yeah. Here you go. That's what it is. So,
Wait, there was just one of each in here?
there's there's one scorpion. There's one diving beetle on your shoulder. So we each get one big item. Technically.
Oh.
So, which one of these do you think Kyle should eat?
I want to take a photo really quick before these are gone.
So I'm going to let, because technically I finished higher, so I'm going to let you guys choose. Don't read the package. It's going to be worse. Yeah, Todd Roberts is right. Fortke did us dirty.
Dude, this is a rough one.
This one's rough, huh? So I'm just gonna.
What are these, maggots?
Yeah, larva. They're not bad at all.
Larva. Oh.
There's barbecue flavor and original flavor. It's like eating those little styrofoam packets.
Those aren't too bad.
I don't eat a lot of styrofoam, but I don't even know how you tackle this.
Who sent these?
Fortke. Yeah, Fortke. Thanks, Fortke. Give you a little air horn right now, even though I don't really mean it. Oh. You know what I don't like is just like how dry and like shelly everything is.
Yeah, it was.
It's like eating. It was like a. Do you want to eat that or do you want to eat this thing?
I don't know. I don't want to eat either of them.
I mean, I'll eat the scorpion, I guess. Penguin Dynasty says he's jealous.
I felt like you were there. Yes, you were there because remember I kept scoring you with the water bottle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get these while we're adjusting here. I'm gonna get some of the prizes out so we can go ahead and get ready to give out some prizes for when we're back up and running. So I promise we're trying to figure this out. We're still buffering. This is gonna reconnect. It just reconnected now, and we're back. We're back. Yeah, and Todd, just so everybody knows about the Wi-Fi, we have the best Wi-Fi that you can get in our area, and I don't know why it lags or why it cuts out, but no, we haven't eaten it yet. So you guys are all back right now, and we appreciate you guys for sticking in. I do have the prizes ready just in case we start lagging out again, but yeah, Kyle, we gotta hit this. We gotta get that. We have Cox. I don't know what we have.
I thought I already ate it.
Oh yeah, we already ate it. Sorry guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this scorpion. Look at that thing.
I'm gonna get a bag just in case I throw up all that Mexican food I just ate. Bad?
No, it wasn't bad.
I mean, you rarely throw up or spit out.
Oh. All right, sit down. Oh. Open the bag. There you go. That's all white on the inside.
Why would you tell me that?
You gotta try to get it down.
Ah!
It's kind of like tastes a little bit like dog food. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
It was like eating a crab. It was like kind of fishy. Dude, that was...
It was sharp.
Yeah, sharp.
In my teeth.
It's stuck in my teeth.
Oh. Why do we do it?
That was bad. That was actually bad. Yeah, the crunch. I hope you guys got the sound of that crunch. So it was like biting into like a crab shell or a seashell, and then it like there was dust on the inside, and it's got such a peculiar taste, like low tide.
Why did you tell me there was ooze in there? That
It
made
wasn't
so
ooze.
much
It
worse.
wasn't ooze. It was just like all
You're
white.
like, it's white on the inside. I'm like, great. What is that?
So that was pretty terrible. Yeah, the crunch was so loud. So there's a gumball for you here at the end. Yeah. Well, anyway, before we jump into the gumballs and spin this wheel for the winners, we do have a ton of prizes that I'm gonna give away. Before we do this, I do want to check out really quickly. I've got everybody's name on the list, but what I want to check out is where we're at on the overall member count. Once we hit 200, we're going big on the giveaways. And again, I do have the 5 shirts that I want to give away that actually Island Designs James wants to give away, but we needed to get 5. We need 3 more mega support status members to join the program, and we will be giving those shirts away. So that is the stipulation for those shirts. So if we get them during the week, then we'll run it next week. If we get them right now, if you guys upgrade or you join the Super Mega Support Status membership, we're gonna spin the wheel just for you guys and get you guys rocking and rolling right there. But before we before we jump into that section, I do want to give you guys a little bit of time to do that, and I'm going to spin the wheel right now because I know that you guys want to win some stuff. So right now, in the spirit of the 4th of July, I'm throwing out a lanyard and an HK Army barrel condom right here. We're going to spin the wheel for this one. We've already given away the G2 signed shirt courtesy of G2 Paintball and Victor Gamboa. Make sure you guys are following at Gamboa Limited and G2 Paintball on Instagram, so that way he can choose a good winner for you guys.
You think that gumball is gonna be worse
Um,
than the bug?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that it's gonna be it's gonna be a gumball, so it's gonna be kind of sweet. I don't think I'm gonna want to gag and throw up by any means, but it's probably not gonna be fantastic. I can probably assure you of that. Oops.
I guess if we were like in the, stranded in the woods and lost, like that wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of that show alone, and yeah, I mean,
Naked and Afraid.
kind of like Naked and Afraid, a little bit cooler than that though.
Like Naked and Afraid.
They're not
meets
naked. They're
The
not
Bachelor,
naked. No one's
Survivor.
naked. No one's naked. They are by themselves, but it does lead me to believe and to understand that if I were alone in the Arctic, I just need to end it quick. I just need to find an alpha animal, a predator, and just tie my hands behind my back and let him eat me. Because it's over. It's tough. You're just prolonging the inevitable pain.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not a dog type of animal. If it's a bear, it'll probably maul you pretty quickly. But you want to get it over with quick. Speaking of dogs, I wanted to ask Tom about his favorite wild animal, and I think it is a wild dog. So maybe that's his favorite team, the NXL also. Wild dogs are pretty cool. I actually took this photo when I was in Botswana. Tom was actually down the road by himself, driving around in his own 4-wheel drive, by himself out there, taking photos.
Wow.
Yeah, he runs through the bushes when he sees snakes and goes into the bushes and tries to find them. He's a maniac. Anyway, so let's go ahead and spin this wheel really quickly. I want to get you guys some prizes before we cash out again on the internet. So this one right here is we're going to do a simultaneous little thing. We're going to do one for the barrel condom and lanyard, and then we're going to do another one for this Dynasty microfiber and lanyard. Then there's that box over there you can grab. I think we already gave away the G2 shirt. I've got a Coin Duel coin that's going to be going away as well.
You might get a beetle in there.
Yes, I'm actually going to send the beetle to Fortke is going to get one. I believe Dizon deserves one as well, and whoever's given us something that we don't like. Do you want to just eat the gumball and see what it's like first?
I can try it, yes.
All right.
I don't know if I should fully devour this thing.
Also, for our 50th episode that's coming up pretty soon, I know I've got some huge mega prizes coming out, as well as our 200th member. Marky has kicked down some good stuff. So,
I'm more scared of the gumball than the insects.
really?
Yeah.
I'm going to spin the wheel twice really quickly while Kyle puts that in his mouth. This is for the barrel condom and lanyard going to Big K.
Woo!
Big K.
Woo! That's hot.
Big K is the winner there. This is for the microfiber and the lanyard going to
I feel like my heart and my stomach,
Michael Simon.
as soon as I tasted that, it was like, don't do this again. It like skipped. It's like, no. Take a lick.
All right, I'm going to put the whole thing in my mouth. Watch it.
Oh. Did you get that PTSD feeling?
Oh, my God.
It's really hot. I don't know how you just did that. I probably wouldn't swallow it either.
I just was thinking about that, and I just swallowed it anyway.
Oh, you swallowed it?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Ooh.
Don't swallow that.
Don't swallow it. Spit it out like chew. Don't swallow it. Swallow it. I just did it.
No, I meant the whole gumball.
Oh, I'm not going to swallow the gumball. Don't swallow any of the juice. Ah. This water makes it worse, right?
It's gonna be bad again.
damn it. We did it again. All right, this is for a coin duel coin. Blake Colby. I also have a signed card pack. That's coming next right now. God damn you, Fortke. We're not eating anything spicy again. God damn. My hands are sweating. My mouth is sweating. My hands are sweating. Underneath my eyelids are sweating. All right. Signed card pack and sticker pack, courtesy of HK Army and San Diego Dynasty and Field 1 Paintball. Oh, clicking the wrong thing. Again, we appreciate everybody's support. Membership is fantastic. You guys help us out a lot. Thursday! Oh, TH Stevens. Everybody who wins, everybody who is a winner is going to be getting a gumball also. That's courtesy of Mr. Fortke. He's a jerk. He lives in Arizona. Oh man.
This is bad.
Okay, so we did get 2 Super Mega Support Status members that just joined. If we get 3 more by next week, I promise we're going to keep the show under the 90-minute mark, and I'm going to be giving away 5 one-off t-shirts courtesy of Island Designs. Next week, we're not eating anything spicy, so that is... And anything that's called a death sausage or a killer this or atomic that, we're probably not going to eat it anymore. And I said that the last 2 times, and I swear that this time is that next time that we're not doing it. Why do they send you a whole bag of these things? Like, why do you need this many of them? God damn it. So anyway, thanks Fortke. Shout out to Fortke, even though he's a jerk. That air horn was I should have turned the volume up all the way on that one. No, we're not doing the one chip challenge. I want to thank Tom Cole for joining us. I want to thank everybody who joined us and stuck with us through the fallout here with the internet. We're going to try to nip this in the bud. I do not believe that we can plug the computer directly into the Wi-Fi, but I'm gonna try that. If those of you guys who are new members, those of you guys who are current members, please make sure that Kyle and I have your address so we can ship you stuff when you win things. Next week, I promise we're gonna give away more stuff because we're not gonna need to jump off of jump off the air so fast. This Eating Terrible Things challenge was a pretty lousy one. I'm not stoked on this one. I don't know if I am stoked on any of them. But congratulations to Blake Colby, Big K, Michael Simon, T.H. Steven, Delmont, Tom Kinnenbaugh, and someone won the Hormesis headband. I'm going to get some other Hormesis stuff. Also, for those of you guys who are Mega Support Status members, your packages for this month's giveaways are being shipped out this week. Some of you guys should have already received them. And Kyle, there is some pickle juice in there. Maybe there's someone saying to drink some of that. Yes, and Jonas Falath, you please send us some Norwegian candy. Actually, Kyle has a joke for Mr. Jonas.
You heard it already.
Oh, he did? We said it? You said the joke on the show? Oh, yeah, at the beginning of the show. It's been so long. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Tune in next week. Again, we're going to have some mega giveaways. For those of you who are listening to us on Spotify or anybody else, please send a screenshot of the Spotify of you guys on the Spick and Span Show site on Spotify. Screenshot it, tag Kyle and I. We're gonna pick a winner throughout the week, maybe a couple of you guys. Also, don't forget to follow G2 Paintball on Instagram and at Gamboa Limited. He's gonna choose a winner each week to get something really cool. And I'm gonna be giving away a G2 jacket, I think, next week on the show. As well as maybe some gumballs. And then make sure you guys support the sponsors by clicking the links down below if you guys are looking for the Opkix Camera. This is one of the accessories that it comes with, a little necklace. You stick the camera in here and you're ready to record anytime, anywhere, all day. And then Delmont and everybody who is interested in the music, I know that that's something that you guys were into. I'm going to put that on right now in the background. This is my good buddy Matt Burke from Red Giant Project. This song is unreleased, so I can syndicate it across the world. Your whole face is red. This song is unreleased, but you can find more information in the the description below, or search Red Giant Music on Spotify. And yeah, this shirt, I'm gonna be giving one of these things away next week as well. So next week we're doing a bunch of big time winners stuff. And I've got a special members only giveaways and giveaways for each tier of membership, all happening next week. And then also, I swear this is the last one, Hormesis is donating this month's membership mega support status giveaway. So make sure you guys give Hormesis a follow. Shout out to Alex Fragi. Shout out to Field One Paintball, HK Army, all of our sponsors on the Spick and Span Show, and all of you guys especially. How we doing, pal? Thank you guys so much for the support.
Can I breathe?